Lewandowski got his World Cup goal, Gab.
Yeah, finally. It's funny. It always blows me away how you're a top athlete, you're one of the greatest goal scorers in history. And still, do you start doubting yourself when you hadn't scored a World Cup goal, when you miss a penalty and so on? I love the fact that, somehow he's human. I mean, Nedum, you tell me, do professional athletes like visibly doubt themselves even when they know that they can do something and have done it over and over again?
I think for some people they do. And I think in relation to a World Cup, there's so many variables with it. Like, does your team qualify? Are you fit for it? And is your team doing well? Because, he's not like he has the potential like Mbappe to play in 7 games to win it all. He's played in 3 games in the last World Cup, and not scoring a goal in 3 games isn't the wildest thing in the world. So it is interesting to see him finally do it. And in some ways, I'm glad that he's done it because, this is one of the most iconic number 9s in world football. But in listening to his interviews, that goal meant so much to him. And he's so good. And now you can sort of put that to bed and say, yeah, but he never scored in a major, never scored at the World Cup. And what a player, what a moment. And they definitely needed that today because, in fairness, it's not as if they were the dominant side throughout that game, but the guy stepped up like he's probably done hundreds of times before.
Yeah, Poland with a 2-0 win over Saudi Arabia. And because we've got you here, Gab, the other goal scorer was Zielinski. And I feel that because of Lewandowski, this player isn't being talked about enough.
Yeah, the magic man, the linchpin for Napoli, the only superstar you might argue stuck around in the summer. It was a nice finish. It's funny with that Poland midfield. Sometimes when you're a country the size of Poland, you're not going to be France where you've got like a whole bunch of alternatives. I think sometimes you do have to put some square pegs in round holes. We've seen him fiddle with his lineup a little bit. And so I think Zielinski's had to adapt in different roles, slightly different role than the one he plays with Napoli, probably more of a deeper playmaking role than he does with Napoli. But for your national team, you're going to do that. And obviously different setup with Milik and Leva together up front today. So no, I'm very happy for him. Quality player.
I think it's also just worth giving a little bit of love to Chesney. He was fantastic today. Aside from, I know, coming off his line a little bit from that penalty save, but that double save, he was remarkable today. Just the perfect example of how resilient you can be. And I feel like there's a little bit of a goalkeeping narrative here with Memo Ochoa early on, et cetera, et cetera.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.